At this moment in my life, I would actually be very happy to just stop. I've had enough. I've been riding storms and being silly, and I have terrified myself for years. I don't know why I did it, but I couldn't not do it. Well, I've never lived on fucking land in my life, and I'm not sure that I want to try. I wanted to be free. I wanted to be let loose. I wanted out. I wanted freedom, and I didn't want to be around people particularly anymore. I just didn't want to belong to anybody else except myself. I've spent a lot of my life on remote islands where there are no people, but just animals. When I was maybe 10 years old, I had my own dinghy. And I used to go up the river beyond where everybody was. After a while, all of the strange animals that live there, they get used to you, and then they aren't scared anymore. And they come to hang out with you. The boat I was born on was called Escape. My mother died on the boat, and so did my father's. My sister and I were twins. I really don't remember my sister very well. She was very young when she died. And my parents wouldn't talk about it. My parents were honestly really upset. When I arrived and tied up alongside their boat from Shetland, it took a while, and my father said, are you just on holiday? And I said, no, I've quit. And he said, Paul, you have one of the best jobs in the world. You're running a military base. Why did you quit? Because I said, I want to go sailing. And he couldn't understand.
All in the back, yeah?
Johnson,
How are you, my dear?
what's up? Everything good?
I don't know. How can you tell at this stage?
What's wrong with you this morning?
Nothing.
This is for the phone. This is like
No idea? Have you had breakfast?
No. Well, I did have a couple of beers.
First thing in the morning?
Well, for breakfast, a hydraulic breakfast to wake up to.
yeah, no.
You're having too much of beers with all the haze on white.
I know it's going white. I'm getting old.
You're getting old.
You know Johnson had many wives, yeah?
No.
Yeah.
Is it? I know he likes young girls. That's all I know.
Yeah, for sure. He loves liquor and women.
I mostly stay as ripped as possible. I used to smoke a lot of weed. You're supposed to have fun. Life is supposed to be a kind of a joke. I made a decision back in the 60s. I live just below the poverty level, and I'm happy there. I have actually made a lot of money in my life. One time I had $500,000. I became a boat builder because it seemed to me that I didn't have to do anything except sell plans. And they were famous because I'd invented a new system of boat building. If someone wants to build one of my boats, they have to pay me $1,000 US. But now with the internet, the people can get my plans off the fucking internet and they don't have to pay me anything. I've got a few $1,000s in the bank at the moment. I didn't think I was going to live this bloody long.
All right, here we go. Hurricane season starts at midnight, and there's already a warning to be ready, to be prepared.
Hurricanes, the forecast is to be, again, maybe slightly above average, and then major hurricanes within that average zone. And right on cue, we're getting another early taste of what the season activity might look like. We have a tropical disturbance that the National Hurricane Center is keeping an eye on that could develop over the next several days. In fact, about a 20% chance of further development here as we go through the next 2 days. Looking ahead, about a 30% chance of further development over the next 5 days. The Atlantic, the Caribbean, the Gulf of Mexico, very much awake at this point.
I'm getting to the age, truly, where I can't really get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and start the engine and get the fucking anchor up and make a move. I need my motor. I never used to use it. I always sailed everywhere. It normally is splendid. I run it once a week. I turn it on and it goes boom. And I really don't know what's wrong with it. I thought it was okay. Hello, Gus.
Hey, good morning, Johnson.
Is it morning?
Good, mate. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what time it is, though, but it feels like morning. So how was your engine?
My engine is... So something happened.
So then you definitely need your engine then.
Unless you're going to stand by every time I have to go to the swamp. I think I do need the engine, yeah.
Okay. Well, I will come by you and do the engine for you.
Good, that would be really good.
So that would make you a happy man, and that would make me happy. And I don't have to come and pull you every time.
No, well, that would be good, yeah, because that's a bit of a...
So where you want to go when you have the engine?
I don't know.
Hi, John.
Joanne, how are you there?
Not too bad. How about you?
Could I steal a cigarette from you?
Sure. Well, how about your boat? Is it working? Does it have an engine in it?
The boat I can handle. I've known it, you know, I've created the boat, I designed it, and I know every inch of it, you know. My boat needs about 2 weeks' work, and it'll be ready to cross an ocean.
Across the ocean? Where are you going?
Well, I don't know. I told I might go back to Africa or something like that, but mostly I'm much happier here than I would be in Africa, so I'm, you know, I've done an awful lot. You know, I've sailed over 200,000 miles, and I've spent my life going through gales and storms at sea.
So that means you're not going anywhere from here.
I don't know. I haven't yet decided. I've been very sort of... I've had a few accidents since I've been here, and I've lost a lot of weight, and
You think you can sail that boat by yourself again?
I spent 7 years living on a tiny boat, thinking. Trying to understand what the fuck was happening in this world, because I realized the place was a crazy house. I eventually sailed across the Atlantic. I really didn't know that I had the courage to do it, so I never told anybody, and I slipped away in the night. It was pretty scary. And then suddenly I rounded the bottom end of Martinique. And the smell of the jungle it nearly killed me. It was so beautiful. After 40 days alone in the middle of the fucking ocean. I was so glad to get out of Europe and all of the communists and the fucking fascists and all of the lunatics and to get, you know, whew. A breath of fresh air. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Son!
Andrew,
How are you doing, sir? You're getting wetter by the minute. Look, here's some more water for you.
I thank you very much, Andy.
Oh,
Let me see.
you can mix this with your vodka. Oh, it's good, it's good. Mix it with vodka very nicely, this stuff.
Andrew, why is everyone going into the mangroves? Well, they aren't. Only some are. Are we going to get anything that matters?
There is a possibility that Dominica will get hit by a storm. It's been downgraded to a storm from hurricane. Now, we're not panicable, but we just drink the vodka and forget about it all. We carry on, no problem. Johnson, I got to love you and leave you.
Do. Thank you very much. I can't see why I should honestly stop drinking. But I don't drink more than usually half a bottle of rum a day or something. I mean, it's not excessive. But if I'm doing nothing, I find it's very relaxing to have a few drinks and let the world go by. In the 60s, we lived on a crazy island in the West Indies where everyone was really out of control. There were very wealthy girls married to extraordinarily wealthy Americans. They wanted to have crazy children, so they'd come and make babies with you. And what am I going to say? I have probably quite a lot of children in America. I know this sounds terrible. I was only young then. But at the time, it didn't really seem terrible. I wake up some mornings and I just cry for an hour because I really miss my children. Everything is a mess. It's just that I'm really not used to living alone. I'm used to having a woman in my life. It is so nice to spend months on the ocean with a beautiful woman. I have loved all of the women that I've lived with. I have loved them desperately. I don't blame them making a run for it. Most of them, it's been about 10 years. And instead of roaring around oceans in terrible storms, they want to go and be sensible. And I don't blame them. And I wish I could go with them, but this is where I live.
You good?
I'm extremely good, but I'm thinking about becoming very bad.
Good night, sir. Good night.
My
Joanna,
Andy,
how are we doing?
long time no see.
It has been too long. Too long.
No see.
Not you, though. What's he drinking? I'll have a stab, please.
The first time I came to Carriacou,
You'll be right.
my wife had got off with a drug dealer, and she left me with a 2-year-old child. Two of us came cruising down to the Caribbean, and that's when I first came to Carriacou. Andrew, are you
Well, sir.
wonderfully well?
Yes, finding solace in hurricanes.
Do you remember 20 years or 20...
Hurricanes
Hang on a minute.
happening.
But I don't want to know about hurricanes. I hate the bloody things.
Well,
Hurricanes. No, I don't want them. You know, you relax for 5 minutes and think, phew, it's okay. And then suddenly they say, oh, well, don't panic. There's another one coming right at you. And you think, come on. But I think actually, of all the places in the world that I would like to be in a hurricane, it's here.
that's why we're here.
Do you still paint?
Yeah, I still think. Yeah, well, I don't really. I haven't
should.
painted. I should.
You're getting lazy.
I know.
Just want to say good morning to you as you're keeping it locked to Vibes FM. It's yours truly, Kim the King. So glad to be in your company this morning as we're taking you through the morning segments which we call Vibes Drive. We just got an urgent report from the weather team that says a tropical storm located just about 200 miles east of Grenada, moving westerly about 15 miles per hour at this time. Now this motion is expected to continue within the next 24 to 48 hours and is packing wind speeds of 65 miles per hour and rising. Maria might become a hurricane overnight and as it continues to move towards our side. But don't worry, I'll keep you frequently updated.
Johnson, am I wrong?
Gus, what are you doing to this weather?
Well, to tell you the truth, things ain't looking right. And
I had a feeling of that. And you know, it's supposed to rain like buggery on Monday.
it's going to be wet on Monday. It's going to be wet tomorrow, Sunday. And it's going to start blowing a woolly tomorrow afternoon. And Monday it's going to be pretty rough in the bay. So I come to check you out.
Well, that's a terrible... How could you... It's my bloody birthday on Monday. You can't have it raining all day.
But the thing is,
Just talk to the gods.
what you want to do? We want to do the engine, or we take the boat into the mangrove before the engine?
Well, it seems to me that we probably want to take the boat into the mangroves.
Yeah.
Seeing as everybody else is there, it'd be nice to have a place instead of anchoring outside.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Because staying out there and it's get really, really rough, you don't want to end up on the beach.
No, I've ended up on too many beaches already. So what are we going to do? Go in today?
Yeah, I think the best option is going today.
Whenever I felt like it, I would just sail out of here under full sail just to scare the fuck out of everybody. And I'd go out and go fishing. And I was coming in on a Sunday evening, just before dark, and I was rounding up to come into the harbour here. And I was sitting in the hatch, no problems, and I'm pulling like fuck to get the mainsail in so I can round up. And the block broke. That thing hit me so hard it knocked me totally unconscious. And I woke up the next day, I didn't know where I was. And then I realized that I hit a reef, went over the top, ripped the bottom out of the boat. I pumped for 24 hours without stopping to keep the water down. And then it was too much. So I ran us up the beach. That was the last time I've sailed alone.
Anything with that, that's good line. I'm going to come back. Stay in line.
Come, no, hang on a minute. If you can, I wouldn't put it through there actually, I just put it over the rail and tie it onto it, whatever you can.
Okay. That was a work and a half. Somebody better steering.
I actually have a home currently. After I did my first crazy trip, I just made an orange Shetland Islander. And so when people ask me where I come from, I say Shetland. The only place I haven't been thrown out of is
How many times have you crossed the Atlantic?
Oh, I think it's 39, but it might be 40 by now. I've forgotten to keep counting.
All right, Johnson. Once you have a clear passage, let me know.
No. I want to go a little bit farther that way. I don't want to be pushed in. Please don't push the boat in. I want to go farther up there.
Yeah.
hurricane warning has been issued. Beautiful sunny morning to everyone. This is Kim the King from Vibes FM. Most current weather reports from Grenada and its dependencies. Maria regained its strength overnight as it was expected and became Hurricane Category 2 with backing wind speeds of 100 miles per hour and still increasing. Its motion is northwest at speeds of 12 miles per hour, currently located 120 miles east of the islands of Dominica. Maria is expected to become a major hurricane Category 5. The center of Maria is projected to move across Leeward Islands. Hurricane warnings are already in effect for Martinique, Dominica, and Guadeloupe and its dependencies. The motion of Maria continues northwest. She is not expected to change its course, so we just might be out of immediate danger and return to our everyday lives. Let's pray for our brothers and sisters in Leeward Islands to stay unharmed. In other news, from our small islands of Carriacou, from Tile Bay, where a new modern supermarket is being built and opening soon.
In the 60s, I had lived on a remote island that no one ever went to. I lived on St. Bart's. Now it's the most famous multi-millionaire everybody. At that time, nobody ever went there. It was abandoned. So I lived there and built boats. Nobody was doing what I was doing. So I was kind of famous. A lot of people say that I pioneered the small boat sailing in the world, but I don't think I did. But I certainly was one of the first people to actually live on a tiny boat.
And when I did this huge, long voyages in a tiny dinghy, that changed everything. The first time I crossed the Atlantic, there were 5 boats that crossed the ocean that year. The last time there were 5,000 boats on a rally, set up by some damn fool English person. I have been in huge storms in a tiny boat. That's why I created these boats, because they ride storms. They've been very good at it. I have driven these boats 200 miles a day. Storms, I've had the sails frozen up. I can take this boat of mine down to North Africa in 5 days. There's not another boat ever been designed that can do what these boats do.
Let me get the sauces first.
Yeah, this is so bad. And then the anodes on there, it's gone. The aluminum don't like that. It burns without anodes.
Do you know, when I do anything like this, or try to, I always do a bloody drawing of the thing, because I'll never remember how to put it back.
Yeah.
Engines are something that, they're like aliens. They're something out of another world.
Engines like aliens. Yeah, this is all dead.
I think I have to cut that piece of food.
Okay. Now, let's see.
Lord Mary. Out.
Too many different metals alongside each other. What's that? There's all that on.
All that's dead.
Hmm?
All that dead. You see?
Yeah, yeah.
So we get a choice. Either Marintex, cut those, or else cut those, take that out, weld that up. Let me take it by Dominic and see what he can do with it. If he said he cannot weld, then we have to go for Marintex. Right?
It would really upset me if I thought I'd been selfish. I can't imagine any reason to be selfish. Maybe I have been. You don't really know. Maybe I have been a dreadful person.
Don't go too close to the ferry. You can start breaking the bed now.
Okay.
Dead deep. It's very deep. Yeah, that's all deep, so not a problem. All right, I don't think she's gonna go nowhere.
I think she's here to stay.
She's in prison now. She's in chain. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Paul Johnson, you're back home.
What?
You're back home.
Well, I'm not sure.
In the next 5 days, we'll see what happens. All right?
Thank you very
Your puppy
much.
them, Mickey?
Yeah,
Your sunglasses?
everything decent.
The pool probably somewhere, I would say, roughly over there.
Her name was Diana. I lived with her for 9 months, wallowing around in my mother's tummy. And so she's part of me. I still dream about her. Twins are sort of, they're glued together. She was only tiny when she died. I grew up through a war. The Germans bombed the school. And that she disappeared before I even really got to know her. If my sister hadn't died, I wouldn't be who I am. Of course I wouldn't. One of these days, you're going to give me a big hug again, I hope.
Yo, you need a hug.
I need a hug. Would you like to give me a hug? Oh, thank you.
Happy birthday, Johnson.
Makes me feel so much.
Johnson, you're having a feeling this
Johnson, you're
morning.
having a moment. You wish to get married again? Johnson?
Maria ripping through the Caribbean island of Dominica Tuesday as a fierce Category 5 hurricane lashing out with winds of nearly 160 miles per hour. In a Facebook post, the nation's prime minister detailing the fury of the storm, writing, quote, "So far, the winds have swept away the roofs of almost every person I have spoken to or otherwise made contact with." The National Hurricane Center warning that the, quote, "extremely dangerous storm could retain its strength as it moves towards the Virgin Islands Tuesday night. Millions in the region are still reeling from the destruction caused by Hurricane Irma earlier this month, which killed more than 80 people in the Caribbean and the U.S. mainland.
This is NADMA. We are collecting relief for the hurricane victims in Dominica and the rest of the islands which were affected by Hurricane Irma. We are asking you to be compassionate with the victims and help us collect food, water, clothing, building materials, whatever you can. The victims of hurricane are desperate and they need your support. And we should give as much as we can. Give generously, because we never know when it will be our turn.
Come on, brothers. Where they've gone. Well, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, it's 8 years since I pulled a tank, eh? 8 years ago since I pulled a tank. It's going to be a shocking system. Getting full now. Sounds like it's full in already now.
What do you think, eh?
Alright, I think that's enough fuel. Let me see if the vent, if it's coming through the vent longer first.
Paul Johnson, morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm not going to tell you.
You're not going to tell me why? I got some news for you. This really bad, and it cannot be welded. And I'm going to Dominica.
Yep.
And I don't have the time to fix it now.
Mm-hmm.
But I will see. If I find a part so in Dominica, when I come back, I'll bring it. And if I cannot find one in Martinique or Dominica, I will have to try to do something with that one. But for now, this is how it stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Then the engine cannot run from now. Don't try to run the engine.
Okay.
Okay? So,
well, I should be back in 10 days.
And if we get another hurricane warning,
I will be back. I'll be back for that.
I was just wondering.
Yeah. I'll be back. I'm not going to stay up.
Okay.
Trust me. Let not your heart be troubled. I said, do not let your heart be troubled.
Oh, it is already.
Well, stop it. Don't. You will get organized, and I'll be here in case of anything. I'll be back. The only time I ain't gonna be back is if I'm dead. Right. If I'm sick, I'll be back. If I'm dead, I can't come back. All right? So, don't worry.
this concrete jungle, this big piece of mess.
It shouldn't be there.
Yeah, I think something a little more wooden will be much better. Yeah. Oh, did you saw what it did to my roads?
I know.
And the waste and all that crap.
Well, I can't even get there anymore without.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, I don't.
Well, you don't wear shoes, so.